So with LRS DeRosa coming out Thursday, I wanted to go over everything that we know, or potentially know, I should say, so far about part two of the anniversary, how it's going to look in the next couple of days, and potentially what we could be seeing in the next couple of months here. So it's going to be a pretty big year for Grand Cross, it seems. But before we hop into it, guys, please, for me, be sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel. Also, comment down below if you've been having a good time this anniversary. Have you been getting lucky with your summons? Have you been able to complete most, if not all, the events? Let me know. I'm very curious to know how you guys have been handling this this celebration. But yeah, guys, let's go ahead and let's jump right in. All right, so I want to go over everything that we know so far in terms of everything that's happening. I want to make sure I got my music off. I don't know if you guys will be able to hear that. Yeah, let's mute this. I'll put some music on. I'll probably put it on like right around now-ish, so you guys will be hearing something in the background for sure. But anyway, I want to make sure that we know everything that we could possibly know. So if you're not into leaks, please don't watch the video. You don't have to watch the video if you're not into leaks, if you're not into knowing what's coming up in the next couple of days, months, etc. If you want to be like super surprised, please don't watch this video. That is your only warning. All right, so yeah, let's go ahead and let's jump right in. So if we go ahead over to Sen at 7 Deadly Sins Leaks, shout outs to them. Very you know, cool that we have these people able to give us this information. So shout outs to Sen. Shout outs to Sen. All right, so if we go ahead and we look, we'll start off with what is very new. So the Gowther that we actually, you know, kind of got a hint that would be coming in part two, seems like it's going to actually happen. So we're gonna get a Gowther. It seems like it's I don't want to say unfortunately gonna be a Sins buff, but this right here, this Demon Clan and 7 Deadly Sins, it seems like it's wrong, unfortunately. So we actually go ahead and we click the post. We can see he says there seems to be an error. There seems to be an error in reading the code. And instead of enhancing the Demon Clan, it appears to enhance the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse. So, unfortunately, the Demon Clan was wrong, and it seems like Gowther is going to buff 4 Knights of Apocalypse and 7 Deadly Sins. I kind of had a feeling he wouldn't buff demons. I mean, because Gowther, like Puppet Gowther, isn't a demon. So I kind of had a feeling he wouldn't buff demons, but I guess in my heart of hearts I was kind of like, please, like let's get some demon buffs here. But all right, so unfortunately it seems like Gowther will only be buffing the Sins team and the 4 Horsemen of Apocalypse, which is a shame because demons definitely need the love, but it is what it is. So we do know that Gowther will be a buff for the 7 Deadly Sins and the 4 Horsemen. So if you are someone who likes to run the Sins team, this Gowther might be for you. But keep in mind that this is a brand new named Gowther. It does say new Gowther, right? As in brand new name Gowther. It's not gonna be the ones that we have in game already. So just, you know, keep that in mind. But it also says that he will have an area of effect attack, area of effect buff, and an ultimate skill. So I assume it's going to be some, again, another like support type-ish Gowther, right? Who has, you know, ultimate gauge, decrease, rank up, you know, buffing, all that good stuff they always give Gowther. So there's Gowther. There he is. Now, as far as the collaboration goes, I haven't spoken too much on this just because I personally, it's not that I don't care about the collabs, it's just that, you know, we just had the Ray Zero collab, so I'm not like too interested right now. But this is pretty much saying we won't get, unfortunately, Fairy Tail. If I had to pick something to collab with 7 Deadly Sins, it probably would have been Fairy Tail. I mean, it makes sense because Fairy Tail and 7 Deadly Sins actually did have a crossover before. They actually did cross over before, so it would make sense for Fairy Tail and 7 Deadly Sins to actually get a collab, but it seems like that's not going to be happening, so that's unfortunate. But what we should get is like something that's going to help more teams other than human. It's hard because Ray Zero is like Ray Zero, they have you know, they have a wide selection of different races. I'm not sure because again I wasn't playing during the Overlord collab, like the Konosuba, so I'm not sure just exactly what they classify as, but it's gonna be a little difficult in picking a collab that has different types of species other than human. Like legitimately, that's not even me coping. That's like a legit like how are you supposed to find series that don't have like just humans? It's gonna be tough, but I'm sure whatever they have planned. It says scheduled to start from the end of June. So whatever they have planned, I expect it to be, something that's gonna give buffs to a lot of different types of races in the game. So we'll see. We'll see though. Okay, so unfortunately, it doesn't say he doesn't mention it here, but I did see something before that we might actually not be getting a Chandler. Chandler, it doesn't seem like Chandler will actually be a part of the anniversary. We don't know. Again, these are just leaks. Nothing is confirmed. Nothing is set in stone, right? Nothing is written down. These are leaks. So we don't know what's going to be happening. But again, he doesn't mention it here. However, we will probably not be getting a Chandler. So that does stink because, again, another demon to buff the team would have been perfect. But I guess Netmarble doesn't want to go that route. So we won't be getting a Chandler, but it does say, so since we if the leaks are right and Chandler isn't coming, it does say either Estarossa or Chandler might have a skill that says something like you'll receive a debuff if you don't attack / your ultimate gauge will be reduced. If we don't actually get a Chandler and this is correct and Estarossa gets this, if he gets something like that where you need to actually attack, that is going to be crazy because you guys know how Meliodas works. You can't attack because you'll get countered. So yeah, you literally have to attack. That is going to be so crazy. You legitimately, like, it depends on how it's written, right? I don't want to get too excited because it might not even be this, but if it is this and it's written, like if you don't attack with all characters, you get this debuff, or maybe it's an individual character. Who knows, right? Who knows? But that's crazy. That's actually really strong. Reduce ultimate move gauge, and you'll receive a debuff. Now it doesn't say what debuff, but that's crazy. That's actually wild. So Chandler is the hidden frame for the Demon Clan, serving as a stance support. Okay, I'm not sure what this means. Maybe they're just using this picture as a reference. So they're not saying this is what this is guaranteed Chandler, but it's saying either Estarossa or Chandler has the effect of granting a buff to the entire team when the Demon Clan stance is released. Okay, so I guess when you use a stance, you'll get a buff to the entire team, which is nice. So again, if this is all Estarossa, that's crazy. It has additional effects on top of enhanced existing skills, of course, and also possesses ultimate control ability. Activates a special effect when joining the battle from the sub slot. Okay. When joining the battle from the sub slot. So Green Estarossa, if we just go to the game real quick, Green Estarossa has, that's what he has. He has a sub slot passive. So, it's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good if this is what Estarossa is doing. So, Estarossa, he might end up being, he might be end up being all the demons need, to be honest. Like, who knows? Who knows? But anyway, so special effect when entering the sub slot. Again, it doesn't say all of what, but it does at least tell you that something is going to happen, right, when you enter from the sub slot. So that's cool. Okay, so here it says LR Estarossa Demon Clan support with performance that enhances stance skills, of course, grants debuff immunity and damage cap reduction to Demon Clan allies with stance skills. So I'm gonna assume this just automatically works for Melly just because he's always using a stance as long as he's not in assault mode. I'm gonna assume that he's gonna give Meliodas this damage cap. That, if Meliodas does end up getting this just because he's automatically stancing up, like damage cap reduction. I think Assault Melee, he has so much in his passive, but I'm pretty sure Assault Melee gets debuff immunity anyways from his passive, so I don't think that's like the craziest thing. Trillion Revenge, I mean the debuff, yeah. So when he's in Trillion Revenge, he's already immune to the debuffs. You know what he doesn't have though? He don't have damage cap. Estarossa might listen. Giving damage cap is insane. Again, he already has debuff immunity, so that's not gonna matter too much. But also has increased own super. Okay, so he's filling up his own gauge and enhanced attack related stats. Okay, so again, Estarossa, from what we're seeing, looks like he's gonna be pretty strong. And then we did go over this in a previous video, but I'll do it again. The 4 Horsemen of Apocalypse, they are going to be getting buffs. They will be receiving a lot of love apparently throughout the summer, maybe even throughout the year, but at least it's going to start this summer. So they will be receiving a lot of love, a lot of support. So if you do like this team, right? If you do actually like the 4 Horsemen, this is a perfect time to start saving up your gems, saving for, because you know we might it does say Gawain's you know I can't pronounce this word, inflammation. I don't know why I couldn't pronounce that word. It does say like again, it does say like in love. So if you do like this, right, if this cast of characters, you know, be prepared because the summer they're going to be releasing. And then, of course, right, the next LR Fest, Light Elizabeth, and then there's a high possibility that an LR 7 Deadly Sins Fest will follow. So we already went over that. Again, Apocalypse Gother, we went over this, right? We went over this. And then, of course, it says the new Chandler may become a step up. Look, I'll try and find it post-editing, like a screenshot or something of it saying like, I don't think I'll be able to find it, but of Chandler not getting love, like he's not gonna be a part of the anniversary. It's still a possibility he could. I'm not gonna completely rule it out, but just know that it's looking like he might not end up being a step up hitter. But guys, with that said, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna wrap up. Thank you guys so much for the love and support. Again, you guys are absolutely crushing it, you're killing it. I don't, you know, I don't know why you guys like the stuff I'm putting out, so I'll keep putting it out until you guys, you know, tell me otherwise. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all, and yeah, I'm gonna see you guys later in the next video. All right, guys. So post editing, I forgot that Estarossa Sacred Treasure was in that and on the post. I apologize. So Estarossa, right? We'll go over his Sacred Treasure. I'll make a completely different video on this, I think, about everything of Estarossa, just because Estarossa, listen, he's been getting views, so I'll keep posting them. So Estarossa Sacred Treasure. For each Demon Clan ally participating in battle, really good. Basic stats increased by 5%, and damage taken is reduced by 10%. Really strong. That's super good, right? Super, super good. When a Demon ally activates a stance, that ally's attack-related stats increase by 10%. Okay. And the enemy's party's defense related stats decreased by 10%. Okay, very good, actually. Very, very strong. I think that this will be good. Rather than defense, I kind of wish it was attack related stats decrease, but that's fine, right? That's fine. I think this is a pretty strong Sacred Treasure, all things considered. But yeah, I'm so sorry, guys. I completely skipped out on this. My bad, guys, and I'll be better. I'll get better, I promise.